Welcome to Shurijan Podcast, where we get real about sex, relationships, and dating in your 20s and 30s, and we throw a little self-talk in the mix. So sit back and grab your favorite drink, and let's get real about what it's really like. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. We're fucking now in 2023. I'm not on that mantra of new year, new me. Just new year, same, better bitch. Like, just better. Just a better version of myself. I've been a little MIA, and obviously holiday season was super, super busy for me this season. And it's just been crazy. I kind of wanted to get into, since it's starting a new, year, and, listen, I am not taking this. I just felt like it was just such I was getting subpar dick in 2022. I want to start 2023 with the mindset and the manifestation of getting good dick, okay? And, I feel like I'm in a different headspace than I was maybe even 2 years ago. When I first started this podcast, I always wanted to do one, just to kind of give you guys, I know I said this a bunch of times, but if you're a new listener, hey. I always wanted to start a podcast, and I felt like my dating life and the advice that I have on dating and what not to do, aka don't do what I do, because you're gonna end up in these really weird, crazy situations. And I'm still single. I'm still working through it. The dating game has just only evolved and has gotten weirder than it was when, I started really delving into, being single and trying to find somebody and doing all that great stuff. So I was thinking what has kind of been something that has been pressing in the back of my mind. I feel like it does come up when I'm trying to date somebody new or get into a new situation or whatever, or I'm fucking somebody new, whatever the case may be. So I've had issues, and I feel like we all do. We have issues with our bodies and just kind of how, all of it. I feel like as women, we all kind of have insecurities about certain things in our bodies, on our faces, our boobs. We may not like how our vag looks, we may just not like how our ass looks. We have a weird dimple right there, whatever. You know what I mean? We are the biggest critics of our body. Not only is society telling us our body needs to look a certain fucking type of way, obviously when I was growing up, being a size 3 or 4 was more in than, being a size 10 or a size 12 or even a size 14, whatever the case may be. It's just, it's been a wild roller coaster ride when it comes to how I have perceived my body throughout the years. I would say the last 2 years or a year and a half, I wasn't a super big fan of what my body was looking like. I think last year, I have lost a little bit of weight since then, but last year I felt like I was at my biggest. A lot of my clothes didn't fit. I used to get a subscription, a clothing subscription. I had to fucking up my size because clothes weren't fitting me correctly. The sizes that I thought I wasn't those sizes anymore. And it fucked with my self-confidence. It fucked with me. And not embracing. And I felt like I was really trying to date myself, and I felt emotionally and a little bit of mentally, I was in a good space. Well, I wouldn't say mentally I was in a good space, because I wasn't. I was in a space of this is a different body. I'm trying to get used to this body. How do I date with this new body? How do I become super confident in this new body when I'm not even a fan of this new body? How do I fucking keep moving forward? And that has been like a thing that I feel like a lot of women struggle with. Not only me. And so I kind of wanted to get into that in this episode about like, you know, different bodies, trying to accept the bodies that we have. You know, honestly, like artists like Lizzo are big examples of reasons why I've been very persistent on, you know, accepting this body that I have. Like, I look at pictures of myself and, you know, I'm smiling and stuff, but I knew, like, you know, I was struggling. I was struggling with how my body looked in pictures. I was struggling, like, I would see, like, I could hide behind my friends. I'd be in the background so you couldn't see my body or couldn't see how big I've gotten. You know what I mean? I was, like, I didn't even want to talk to the old guys that I used to fuck because I'm, like, this is not the same body that they fucked before. Like, this is a completely different body. I don't look the same. I just don't feel like, you know, my sexy, confident self as I normally felt before, because not for nothing, like, yeah, were relationships not working out for me? Yeah, they weren't. Was I getting ass like no other? Fuck yeah, I was. So, like, I was like, at least one thing was working for me, and right now I'm like, fuck, I have nothing at this moment. I'm not even like getting even like fucked on either like not even a regular basis. It doesn't have to be on a daily basis, but I'm not getting fucked on a regular basis. Like, I have no actual person that I'm consistently fucking at this moment. The last like 4 guys that I've hooked up with have all been a shit show. I've told you guys about the 4 guys that I've had sex with, and they weren't great. It was, yeah, like, it wasn't good at all. So, you know, I'm really like, I've been 0 for 4. And I mean, honestly, even if I would have been satisfied if at least one of them was a good lay, at least one. If one of them like fucking rocked my world, I think I would have been content, been like, listen, there was that one guy, it just didn't work out. I would have been able to move on and be like, at least I had like a good fucking time and I can settle with that. But nah, nope, that shit did not work out for me. And y'all know, like, you guys are my fucking witnesses because I've told you, like, the amount of horrible dick I've been getting lately. So, yeah. But that's besides the point. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, trying to, and I feel like more in 2023, I feel the past 3 months, I've felt so good in my body. Guys, I can't even express to you. And I think it's just more of a lot of, you know, the affirmations I've been giving. Like, I've been actually looking at my body and being like, okay, like, why do I think this looks bad? Why do I think I look bad like this? Why do I think I, like, don't look good in this? Or this isn't a good look for me? Or whatever, this doesn't fit my body. Like, why am I looking at myself that way? And then I had to, like, really, really get myself out of it. And this took months, y'all. Maybe even like a year and some change. But this shit took months. Like, I know it definitely took months for me to get in the space that I'm in right now. So trying to get my mind also, like I said, last year I was the biggest I've ever been in my entire life. You know, being that size was a lot, you know, and being around people that are smaller than you and, you know, like, just your confidence just fucks with you, you know, like your confidence really fucks with you, you know, and like trying to reshape my mind, right? Trying to reshape your mind on, okay, this is the new body that I'm like, I have right now. This is the body that I'm going with. This is the body that, you know, that like is what I'm going for. Whether I want to make this body bigger or whether I want to make this body smaller, that's on me, but I'm just gonna go with the body that I have right now and embrace the body that I have right now. Whether I have extra rolls that I had before or less rolls than I had before, whatever. You know, trying to reshape my mind has been a lot. I've personally, like, have really been meditating a lot, trying to get my mind in a better headspace, because it hasn't been. I feel like I haven't really been in a good headspace for myself, in a sense of, like, I guess, like, feeling lost a little bit. I guess I felt lost. And to be honest, I was a little lost trying to figure out and trying to navigate what I want to do or where I want to go, or, like, if I want a relationship, my friends around me are having kids, like, where do I want to be? Like, I know I want kids, like, when do I want them? I'm about to be 33, like, where is, that biological clock that's ticking, all these things that are, like, fucking with me in my mind. I'm in this space. I'm at this space right now. Right? And, last year it was, like, really hitting me because everybody I felt around me was fucking pregnant or, trying to get pregnant or whatever the case may be. Right? And, I hated the body that I was in. And my friend, I was over her house one time and she was just like, oh my God, like, the way you're wearing that outfit, like, I just, like, you're rocking that shit. Like, it's just the confidence that you're exuding. And y'all, that was the fakest confidence that I was exuding. And I was like, damn girl, like, I'm faking it till I make it at this moment. Like, I don't feel comfortable in my skin. I'm glad that you think I do. And I'm glad that, like, I love, like, I embrace that compliment. I am not a good compliment taker. Like, I don't know how to take compliments very well. Like, I'm not good at it. I'm like, stop talking about me. Stop telling me good things about myself. This is weird. Stop. But, like, I don't know. I was thinking, why, I'm like, dating's really hasn't been working for me. Like, why hasn't it been working for me? And I'm like I'm like, if I get myself out there, like, how confident can I be? I have to change some of my pictures because I'm not some of the full body pictures that I have, because, like, my body doesn't look like that anymore. My body looks a little different. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, like, it was a super drastic change of what my body looks like, but, I'm a little bit bigger than I was before. And, I didn't feel attractive. I felt super unattractive. I, like, stopped giving a fuck how I looked. Like, it just, like, fucked with my self-confidence, guys. It really did. Like, I stopped I wasn't really putting makeup on my face. I was, not giving a fuck when I walked outside the house and just wearing God knows what and didn't care if it matched or not and, whatever. I looked like sometimes I would go outside and I looked like an absolute fucking bum because I felt so unattractive. You know what I mean? And I would look at myself, like, one time I like, had come back, I went to the store, I went to go get something at the store, I came back, and I was, like, literally, I think I just had passed myself in my room, I was grabbing something, and I think I had gotten a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I had looked at myself, and I was like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck am I wearing? And why do I look like this? And why do I look like I don't give a fuck, like, you know what I mean? It just seemed like I didn't give a fuck about what I look like. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to. I'm not saying you need to go out the house every day and put on makeup and, like, have the nicest clothes on or whatever. Like, some days you can have a scrub day. But, like, I really look like I really didn't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? My face, it just was like, oh my God, like, why do you look like that? And then it's just like, damn, like, I really don't care about how I look. And that's, like, fine and dandy, but, like, holy shit, like, you really don't give a fuck about how you look. And I was like, I normally would not go out like that. Like, yeah, maybe in scrubs or whatever, but, like, I wouldn't look this fucking horrible, look like I'm fucking homeless or something, look like I don't, I live on the street, that I don't know what a brush is, or I don't fucking, you know what I mean? I'm like, Jesus. and I was just like, holy shit. And it's because of like what my body was looking like. So I think the clothes that I was wearing were my comfort clothes. Like I was wearing sweats and leggings and over like super oversized shirts and like shoes that were easy for my feet to get into and that were comfortable and no high heels. I wasn't wearing heels anymore. I wasn't, whatever. Like the pandemic fucked me up too. Like I felt like I was on my A game prior to the pandemic. Then the pandemic fucking happened and then everything just went and we were fucking secluded. We were on lockdown. We were in houses and, I wasn't one of those people that was like, yeah, I'm going to go fucking work out. I'm like, no, I'm going to order a shit ton of food that I normally won't be able to fucking order. And yeah, let's do it. I can't go to a restaurant. So let's fucking order like crab boils that are probably like $70 and shit. Like I was just spending ridiculous amount of money and secluded and eating like plenty of fucking shit I shouldn't be eating. You know what I mean? It was a lot. Fucking COVID and all that shit, like, just derailed just how dating was for me. And I bet it did it for a lot of people out there too. But, especially like, when I gained all that weight and, me seeing myself and just being like, oh my God, And I just felt like for me, especially trying to really put myself out there and like maybe not even dip a fucking dip a little tiny toe in there, like dip a freaking pinky toe in there just to get a feel of what the dating world was like. And when I see men flocking to these smaller framed women and, women that were smaller than me and, it wasn't really working out for me. I was like, I felt super undesirable in the new body that I had. I didn't feel like, I don't know. I didn't feel like I was at my best. I didn't feel like I looked my best. I felt like I just, I wasn't, on my A game. Like I wasn't, like I said, I didn't really give a shit how I looked when I was coming out. And it was just feeding off me because I didn't feel good about myself. It showed with how I was presenting myself. It really fucking showed how I was presenting myself. So trying to get into the new mindset of being like, listen, girl, your body is fantastic. So it's great to have, people out there that have a fucking platform like Lizzo, right? Her especially, I will say, she has a bigger body than me, and the way she carries herself, the way she embraces this body that she has, and, she doesn't say that it's all, fine and dandy every single fucking day. She has her moments, but, it's so nice to see that. It's so nice to see somebody that is just, has this big of a platform, and it's just embrace your fucking body. When I want dancers that are that look like me, not dancers that are fucking stick figures. I want dancers that look like me and make it more believable or whatever, So it's the journey getting yourself there, the journey trying to get yourself, trying to feel confident in the body that you have, whether, like I said, we're women. We have insecurities and we're humans. We're all going to have insecurities. No one's going to be maybe there's somebody out there that's I'm perfect. Everything about me is perfect. And they truly believe that. They don't think anything's bad about themselves, whatever. And that's great. If I can ever have that fucking confidence, I would feel absolutely fantastic. But I don't. I do have insecurities. There's things about me that I don't like, and there's things about me that I wish I could change, and, I just feel like that's just, that's just life, and I'm human, and that's just how it's gonna go. So, trying to love my new body was a lot. I actually did this exercise, and I told my friend about this exercise too. Her and I were speaking about it, and she was talking about getting off with guys and all that stuff, and is it normal that she doesn't? And we were having that conversation, and I was saying, yeah, and she even said like it's hard for her to get off with herself, and she said she's like really in her head. And I used to be like that too, like especially when I gained the weight. Like I used to, this may be too much TMI, but I used to masturbate a lot. Like I used to at least like through a week, maybe like four or five times a week, like 3 to 5 times a week I would do it. And I was going weeks without even like not even wanting to get anywhere near my body. Right? And I was like, okay, this is weird. Like, I'm a very sexual person. I'm a very over sexual person. I even turn myself on, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that, not to just kind of really go into it, but, so I was like, why the fuck have I not wanted to do that? Like, why am I not even desired? I don't even have like the urge to want to do something like that. So like, what the fuck is stopping me? What is stopping me? And, this was like a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of, like indulging into my mind of why like I was in this space. And, it was because like I wasn't happy in the body that I was in, like trying to embrace a new body, like embracing my new body, like was like tough. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I like Googled how to like get in this space, like, I went on, I Googled and I looked. There was a suggestion that I saw, and it was such a wild suggestion. And I think I've said this too before, to do this, and I think I've done it before, and that was like more, I did this before like a while ago, years ago, and I had seen the suggestion again, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I do this again? Because I loved it when I did it before, and I was getting myself off in front of a mirror, and I was trying to turn myself on and look at my body, talking to myself in the mirror, like turning myself on to get myself in that place and embrace the body that I had and be like, no, you're actually fucking sexy. Like, oh, okay. Okay, that ass is getting a little plump, girl. You know what I mean? Like, just getting in my head and getting myself off and, using toys and, getting myself. And I was like, wow, I'm like super turned on. You know what I mean? I'm getting back to the place that I was before. And I was like, wow, this is great. This is fantastic. I'm loving this. And, even when I had sex with those guys, right? The 4 guys that I told you guys about. And even when I had sex with them, y'all, like, and I told you I was bigger back then, you know what I mean? Like, I was bigger, and I was like, even on top of them, like, guys, like, when you're like on top of somebody and you're like riding and shit, first of all, riding is a workout within itself, okay? I am more of a reverse cowgirl rider anyways. I don't really like to, I'd rather you be looking at my ass while I'm going up and down than looking at, I feel like it's just a lot. I feel like you're looking up at me. I don't know what faces I'm making. I have no, it's just a lot. For me, riding is just not it's not like my favorite thing to do. It's like such a great way to like have an orgasm because of the way you're riding, because you're controlling the rhythm and you're controlling like where his dick is hitting. Yes, 100%. I'm more of a reverse cowgirl, and it's more stable. And yeah, okay, when you're in reverse, and if you're one of like the people like me out there, okay, it's a lot of work, okay? I don't need him to be seeing me grunting and grinding, trying to lift my fucking body up to try and go up and down, okay? My body is not as, like, it's not, like, I don't really have upper body strength, and, like, having a bigger body than I had before is, like, I'm really using my upper body strength to its, like, to its absolute limit. So I don't need you to see me struggling to lift my body up and down off your dick. As great as it's feeling for me, I'm also in pain. My thighs are burning. Like, my legs hurt. My arms are hurting me because I'm holding my fucking body up. Like, this is a lot going on, and I don't need you to fucking be staring right at my face as I'm doing this, okay? Like, I know they love it because they got, you know, your titties are bouncing in their face. They get to, like, make out with you. They get to do all that stuff. Like, that's great and dandy. Make out with me from the back, you know? Flip me over. Fuck me like now we're in doggy style. Pick me up, kiss me from the back. Let's do it that way, okay? Because I was struggling. I'm struggling, you know? Like, to the girls that can, like, ride for hours, God bless you. God bless your legs. God bless your thighs. God bless your calves. God bless your ankles. God bless your feet, okay? Because me, never, okay? I can't fucking do it. It's a lot of work. Okay, so reverse is my jam. Okay, so that too, right? I was like, you know, I was not about to. I'm like, my body is so different right now. Like before, you know, when I used to fuck these guys, and you know, I was really adamant about one of them. Like, I didn't want the lights on because my body was so different, y'all. Like, I just wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it, you know. I would say the last person I had sex with, you know, I got a little bit more of my confidence. I think it was porn guy. He was just so bad that, I don't know, maybe like, he was so bad that it gave me the confidence to like do my thing, to like, I don't know, be like, all right, whatever, you're bad. It's not like it's gonna matter anyways. Let me just do my shit. Hence why he like fucking came. Yeah. Anyways. Besides the point. But yeah, I just, you know, it's so different. Like, having sex in a different body, different body is like wild. It's wild. It's just wild. And, you know, even like when they say like, you know, dating, right? Like, even let's put sex aside, right? Let's just like put sex in the back burner. And like, let's even talk about dating and like when you're a bigger person, or, you know, dating plus size is already an obstacle within itself. You know, I've had to, you know, go into this journey of dating, like, you know, it's tough. It's really tough because, you know, you don't know if, you know, guys are going to be looking at you and be like, oh damn, like, I want, you know what I mean? Or like find you attractive rather than the girl that like goes to the gym and has a 6-pack or a 4-pack or whatever, or can wear a crop top and she doesn't have a fucking gut, and, you know, whatever. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it fucks with, like I said, it fucks with your self-confidence. Even like, when I went on that date with that British guy, and like, even though I was like, you know, I was the one that had more of the conversation. I spoke more. I did all this stuff. And he was just kind of, you know, he was not, maybe he's not the greatest example because he was like a horrible date anyways, and I wanted to fuck my waiter rather than like to have a conversation with this man, but whatever. I was like, I looked at him, I was like, oh, you know, I did the bare minimum of what I could look like, you know, on the date, and be like, whatever, like, if he likes what I look like, he does. If he doesn't, whatever. That's how my mindset was. And I'm not saying that mindset is not a bad mind, is not a good mindset. Like, you, like, accept me for who I am, and this is who I, you know. But I'm the type of person, I love to dress up. I like to make my face look like something. I like to, you know, I like eyeshadow. I like mascara. I like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I have a girly girl tendencies to be, you know what I mean? And so for me not to like want to do my hair, or me not to like want to do anything to my face, or not want to do stuff just for myself was like a lot for me, because, my face was looking different. My face was getting a little bit wider, like, you know, when I was wearing tank tops, like, there was a little bit of, like, stuff coming through my tank. Like, it just was a lot. So for me, I'm just like, what's the point? What's the point? So it was getting myself in that mindset and getting myself back in that space of, girl, like, the body that you have is amazing. Like, you look great. Like, watching Lizzo, I'm like, to be honest, guys, I'm gonna tell you, like, she was a big part of my embracing my body journey. Like, you had models that were like plus size model. The only plus size model that I knew out there, like, that was like really like, embracing our body and talking about her body a lot was Ashley Graham. But like, I don't know, even Ashley Graham, I don't know. It was like, it was there. Like, I liked the body confidence that, she exuded and all that stuff. And I liked that about her. And, it just wasn't, for me, it just wasn't the move that was like throwing me like, yeah, like steer me in the direction that I needed, to get out of this mind space that I was in, like this mindset, this space I was in. And honestly, it was Lizzo. Like, I'm not gonna even like bullshit you guys. Like, her confidence, the shit that she exuded, I was like, wow. And she just was like unapologetic, didn't give a fuck. This is the body that I have, and people loved it, and it was so attractive, like, and for me, I will say this to you guys. I used to be a little bit more confident in how I would just not give a fuck and just talk to people like men, right? I feel like when I was in my younger 20s, I wasn't afraid, and I feel like I oozed confidence, and I would get men to just how I carried myself. Men would come and talk to me and do all that stuff, and that stuff would happen for me, and I didn't have an issue. Then, my 20s started racking up, inching more towards my 30s, and, my body started changing. It wasn't the same as it was, so, like, the confidence that I had initially wasn't as, like, out there as it, like, very much out there as it was before. So, like, even sometimes I would go out with my friends and I would see a guy that was really hot. I remember I was at this bar and I was with my friends, and I saw this gorgeous, like, Morris Chestnut looking man at this bar that I normally go to. And he was, like, so good. Look, guys, it took everything. I had to, like, try and get in my head to, like, build this confidence of me trying to talk to this man, okay? Like, a lot. My friends are looking at me like, how the fuck are you, like, you have a podcast. Like, you talk about, but I'm like, yeah, I know, but, sometimes I have my days where it's tough, and, I ended up, like, mustering enough courage. He wasn't drinking anything because I was going to buy him a drink. He wasn't drinking anything, which kind of, like, derailed my plans on trying to buy him a drink. And he was drinking, she was like, oh no, he's drinking water. And he ended up leaving, okay? Because I wasted all this fucking time getting in my head, trying to figure out what to say. He ended up leaving. I, like, never saw this man again. And it pissed me off because I was like, I just fucking blew an opportunity with some guy that I could have definitely, like, had, like, put myself out there and done that. And there have been other times after that I've done that, right? And honestly, it's because I wasn't comfortable in, like, how I looked and, how I was presenting myself or whatever. And, trying to get in a space, like, stop focusing on the, like, getting to the space of stop focusing on the physical qualities about myself and focus on, like, my key values that, like, I have as a person, like, who I am as a person. Like, why am I fucking so mainly focused on, like, what my body's looking like, at the end of the day, like, you know, we're all gonna get older. Our faces and our bodies are not gonna fucking stay the same, like, unless we, like, do surgery and shit to make it stay the same. But, like, we're gonna change. And it's like, if I'm mainly focusing on what my body looks like and, like, you know, and stop listening to what society fucking tells me or making me think I need to look like in order for me to feel desirable or for me to feel like, you know, oh, this is the way I need to look in order for men to want me or men to want to be with me. It's like, okay, fuck it. If a guy doesn't want to be with me because they think I'm too big or they think I have, like, nah, I don't want to fuck a girl that has a stomach or I don't want to fuck a girl that has more rolls than me, then all right. See you later, dude. Just know that my pussy's probably bomb as fuck and you're never gonna get some pussy like this ever in your life. So be gone with your, like, I don't want rolls or whatever the case may be. This rolls, unroll it to, you know, best pussy you're probably ever gonna get in your life. So ask about it. You know, I gotta have that confidence. All right? My pussy's the best. Your pussy's the best. You know, we gotta have that confidence, ladies. We gotta have that confidence. Know that your pussy's bomb as shit and you do what you gotta do with it. You know, have that fucking confidence. It takes a long fucking time. I'm not saying this shit is easy because it's fucking not. It's not easy. It's not easy to all of a sudden put confidence in yourself. It's fucking not. It takes work. It takes fucking work. And I can say 2 years of doing this shit, we're now hitting 2023, and now I'm getting to the place that I want to be. And we're only 7 days into 2023. And I'm now getting into the place that I want to be. I manifested. I talked to myself in the mirror. I gave myself affirmations where some days it felt sillier than other days. Some days I felt like I fucking needed these affirmations or try to be like, your body looks great. You look great. You look this, whatever. Me going into before I go to work being like, no, girl, put some mascara on, put something on your face, make it, you know what I mean? Like, maybe do your hair a little bit. Maybe let's not rock the messy bun today. Like, let's rock like a curly hairdo or something cute or whatever. You know what I mean? It took a lot to get myself in this place. You know? Take the tools and the steps and everything to get into the space. It's just you have to do a lot of work on yourself. And this shit is not an overnight thing to get you in this space, right? It's not an overnight, it's just not going to happen overnight. The affirmations helped a lot. Practice gratitude. Why don't you jot down like 5 things that you like about yourself? Like, you know, like, be more confident in yourself. Embrace the body. Like, take the negative shit that you feel about your body and try and make it into something positive. Challenge yourself. Challenging yourself every day with embracing the new body that you have. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough to, like, it's tough, right? It's tough to, you know, challenging yourself is a lot. Putting yourself, you know, putting difficult tasks on yourself is a lot. And this takes time. You just have to be patient in the process. You just really have to be patient in the process. You know, right now I'm like, yeah, like, I love, you know, the body that I love my body right now. I do. Like, I went on a fucking shopping spree, like, I would say like 3 weeks ago, and I bought so much clothes and I like was trying everything on. Everything fit me. Like, I didn't have to take any of the clothes back, which is a first. Normally when I buy clothes from an online, especially an online boutique, whenever I buy clothes from an online boutique, there's always something that I always get that one of the items, even though it's supposed to be my size, it never fucking fits me. But everything, like, I looked at the measurements, I looked at what, you know, the body shapes that, you know, the clothes that I was buying was for, you know, like, I was finding shit that I was like, all right, yeah, this is gonna be cute, I love this, I like how this is gonna look on me, like, this is gonna be great. So when I got it and everything, you know, everything blew my expectations out the water. Everything was great. That's another big, like, it was such a good day. I was like, wow, I haven't had like a good, like, shopping online day in a long time. Normally I have to fucking return like a bajillion things. I didn't have to return shit. It was nice. It was so nice. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you just have to just take time. Be patient with yourself. Like, it's okay if you don't feel confident in your body right now. You don't have to, like, I'm not telling you, like, tomorrow wake up and you need to feel great in your body. I'm not telling you to do that. It fucking takes time. It's like, do the homework, do the work if you want to get in a better place with yourself. That's on you. That's up to you. You know what I mean? If you want to, like, for me, like, I'm a girl that, like, weighs close to, like, I don't give a fuck. I weigh close to 200 pounds. Like, I feel like, the weight that I feel right now, this is, like I said, this is right now, even with the weight that I have lost recently, like, I'm still the biggest I've ever been. You know what I mean? Like, I was in the, I would say, like, 160, 170 type of era, and I was good. I was, great, whatever. And that was like the era that I was in, and then, I started, the weight started picking up, and then I'm here where I am, okay? And like, it just took a lot, and then especially with having sex and trying to feel good in the body and trying to date and, trying to feel good in the body that I'm in and taking the steps like meditation and trying to get my mind in a good space, because I'm such an overthinker. So, especially with the weight gain, I was just like, oh my God, is my double chin showing? Is, like, I would say these things to myself, and it would just my self-confidence was just so low. It was so fucking low. And I felt like it showed. I wasn't, like, it wasn't attractive how much in my mind, how I was tearing my body apart. It just was so unattractive. I was like, of course you're unattractive. Look at how you're talking about your body. Look at how you're talking about yourself. Look at how you're feeling these things about yourself. Like, it always plays in my mind when I dated this guy, and, I was at this moment in time, like, I feel like I always had issues with my body for years, throughout, like, my teens and my 20s, and, even in my 30s, I'm still having issues with my body. And this is like, I was in a weird space at this moment, and I, like, lost a lot of weight, and I was dating this guy, and he would touch me, and he would grab my sides. And at this moment, if I showed you a picture of what it looked like, y'all would be like, okay, bitch, you were delusional. I thought I was big in this moment in life. Little did I know, years later. But I thought I was big in this moment. Like, if I look at myself then and compare to myself now, I'd be like, oh my God, I wasn't big, not even a little bit. So he would grab me, and I would be like, stop touching, like, my fat. I would, like, comment on it, and I would just tell him to stop, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm like, oh, my rolls, and I would just comment on my body a lot. And he just kept telling me, like, he said to me one day, he's like, can you stop doing that? And I said, doing what? Like, what am I doing? And he was just like, you keep fucking tearing yourself down. Like, he's like, you keep talking bad about yourself to me. And he's like, I don't see this about you. And he's like, it's so unattractive that you do that. He's like, it just makes me, like, I'm so unattracted to you right now when you do that shit. Like, I hate when you do that. When you just talk about yourself like that. Y'all. Like, I was shook when he said that to me. And, I mean, obviously, like, later in life, I still thought I still thought that way about myself, because, like, it didn't leave. Like, not because he said it to me, like, those feelings about myself fucking went away, because that's not reality, right? It was more like, when he said that shit to me, I'm like, oh wow, like I'm really saying this shit out loud. Like I'm really saying this out loud, and he's like, this is so unattractive. And I had to be like, wow, I'm really saying this shit about myself. And like, wow. Like I know it was like a bad trait of myself, but to have somebody else say it to me was just like, holy fuck. You know? It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot of self-work that I had to do, you know, and get myself in the space that I'm in. So embracing this new body, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be like riding you front ways and, you know, keeping it moving and letting you see me struggling picking my body up, but you know, I'm still gonna ride it, but reverse, cause I ain't trying to have no one see me fucking struggling, because I feel like I'm gonna lose focus and it's gonna be a goddamn mess. But I'm just saying. But we just need to like start and break, like, just, if you can get anything from today's episode, honestly, right? Like, if you want to get anything from today, is that, you know, you are your worst critic. I'm telling you. You're your worst critic. I am my worst critic. Like, we have to think about stuff like this. Like, I know society tells us we have to look a certain way for, you know, these men that we are attracted to, these men that we think are our types, what their ideal woman's gonna look like, you know what I mean? And if we don't fit a certain criteria, or we're not hitting every single box, or whatever the case may be, you know, that like fucks with us. And so, you know, trying to embrace, you know, the confidence within yourself to be like, listen, like, I look amazing. I'm gonna get in this space. I'm telling you, like, even what I said to my friend, if you have to go in front of your motherfucking mirror and fucking touch yourself and get yourself in a space where you're confident in your body, and like you're turning yourself on, I'm telling you, like, it will feel silly. So silly. Like, it's gonna feel silly as fuck. It's not gonna feel like, it's gonna feel weird. And then eventually you're gonna be able to just do it, and then you're gonna be so into it. I'm telling you. It was weird. I tried it. It was weird. Let me know. Try it. Even if it's like weird and stuff like that, let me know what you guys think. Try this shit out. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Fucking with the new body, guys, and dating with the new body is just, it's an experience within itself. But if you embrace it and be open to it, just be open to, you know, if people don't want to be with you because they think you're a lot bigger than them or smaller than them or whatever the case may be, then fuck them. That's a pretty superficial person that you don't want to fucking deal with anyways. And I think we get it in our minds that we have to look a certain way to be desirable, and that's like not the fucking case. We all come in all different shapes and sizes, and, you know, not everybody's gonna want a girl that has a six pack. Maybe he wants a girl that has rolls and has a fucking ass, or, you know, maybe, you know, whatever, you know, like, if people want you because your body looks a certain way, then that's clearly not a person you need to be fucking with. Like, these are the things we need to get out of our fucking minds. Like, society is just so fucked up. It makes us think that we need to look a certain way. That's why we need people like a Lizzo that tells you, like, hey, like, you don't need to be a fucking size 0 for men to find you desirable. Like, or for you to feel like you're desirable. Like, girl worked like she's like working on her own brand of lingerie that is made for people that like have bigger bodies. Come on, you know what I mean? Like, listen, we are making a comeback. Big girls are making a comeback. I'm proud of it. I'm loving it. I'm embracing this. And yeah, I am looking forward to being more confident in this new body, being more confident in, you know, not giving a fuck if you're grabbing my waist and you're like grabbing a roll. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I've gotten to the point where it's just like, why keep caring about something that's like, one, out of your control, and two, like, if people are going to be the way they are, then these are clearly people you don't need to fuck around with or be around or associate yourself with. You do not need to be a size 0 to find a husband or find a man. You don't need to be like, you know, it doesn't matter what, like, we all come in shapes and sizes. Like, you're authentic, like, be authentic, be your fucking true self. Embrace loving the body that you have. Even if it's some days you struggle or not, because we're all going to fucking struggle, because that's just life and we're fucking human beings. I'm not expecting anybody to be like on this path of being like, it's perfect, like loving my body all the time, and I'm not going to have days that I'm not going to love my body. It's not every fucking day that I love my body. There's some days that I'm just not a fan of what my body looks like today, and that's okay. But I'm embracing it. Even if I don't look good today, but like, I move on, I wake up, I go back to sleep, I wake up the next morning, I do the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, my day is gonna go on. Like, life is gonna go on. Life is gonna move on. Like, I'm still gonna be able to, you know, I'm still gonna be able to get my ass up, walk, go, like, put on clothes, do my thing, get on a podcast, talk to you guys, go to work, sit behind my desk, do my thing. Like, I'm still gonna be able to do all these things. Like, I need to stop getting in my head and embrace and love the body that I have and take that into, because once you're confident, I'm telling you, confidence is the most attractive thing. And once you're confident, and when you're like self-conscious and you're like, your self-esteem is low and you just think these things about yourself, like, it shows, and people just don't find that shit attractive. Like, when you're confident in yourself, regardless of what you look like, people find that shit attractive as fuck. So, you know, even if, you know, right now, to just get in the space, if you need to fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it, until you start actually fucking believing that you are the bad bitch that I know you are. Okay? I love you guys, and also, I hope you guys realize there was a little new intro. New year, new intro. I love it. Well, I love you guys, and more episodes of Sure Jan that are coming at you guys. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing new year. Wishing you guys love, happiness, lots of dick, and success. Bye.